figure out how we want to do that. You could lock in X number of titles on specific devices, or you could keep it a little bit more free-floating than that. Right now, we store them in a drawer, just like this. That's kind of what it looks like. It takes up very little room. They mentioned, these devices, the Kindle Ones store 200 titles or thereabouts per book. The Kindle 2s, it's more like 500. And the DXs are even higher. So the storage capacity of the individual books on the devices is great, and then of course you can store them or have them reside remotely too. We've been using an 8-digit numeric barcode right now in terms of accessing it. We'll be cataloging all those. This is what the boxes originally looked like for the Kindle 1. The Kindle 2 and the other ones, now they've learned a little bit more about packaging. They've been shrinking the packaging, we noticed on each one. They mentioned in the little overview there directly from Amazon that it's wireless access with WhisperNet, and that's available anywhere. Well, almost anywhere. When we did the presentation at Sept, we had this whole idea that we pass out copies down at the Cousin Center at FIU, and we'd actually have everybody order a book. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, let's do that. Except it wouldn't do it in that room. Most of the time, we have found that it's extremely easy and it works everywhere, but it's not quite as much everywhere as they might need you to believe. This is just a little overview. It does literally take about a minute or thereabouts. It's extremely quick. We found out it's very handy for those kinds of situations where somebody wants that book immediately. Oh, I have to have this book, that type of thing. You can literally order it for them on the spot. It has the access to Wikipedia, the adjustable text size that we mentioned before. It's got the search capacity, the ability to do bookmarks and annotation, a built-in dictionary, all that comes as part of it. Right now, we've got a number of different things that are on them. This is just sort of a cross-section to show the different types of materials that are on there. We started out, for the most part, with bestseller type of material and audio books. We're now moving a little bit more into the textbook realm. This is our blog spot that we created to take comments from students. Overall, we'd say it's space-based, it's easy to read. It's economical in the sense that you have to pay $350 for it up front. Well, that's the price for the Kindle 2. The DX is another $150 on top of that. But the DX is designed with textbooks in mind. And when you buy the textbooks to go along with that, they're 50% off. The average student right now spends between $900 and $1,000 a term on textbooks. So if you look at it as a solution on that side, everybody thinks, this is the most promising area in terms of textbooks right now, and an aspect that needs to be more explored than it has been. I'm currently on a statewide committee called Textbook Affordability. There's a statewide mandate that all educational institutions, public institutions, have to look at different ways to explore how to make textbooks more affordable. And e-textbooks and open source textbooks in particular are an exciting possibility that's out there. And certainly the Kindle is aware of that market and sort of trying to see how that might be explored. Of course, ecologically, that is a whole other aspect of it. Do I actually think, that this is going to replace all the books in our library? Hardly. Like a lot of things with distance learning and other things, there's a certain population that this is for. I don't think it's going to replace the paper book for quite a long time. But I think it's an exciting technology and that can be used in a number of different ways. So where do we go from here? I think, again, our whole idea with the project was to explore the different aspects that are out there. Textbooks being one of them, courseware, replacement of a reserve room, a mobile library, the whole idea. I got this idea actually once at a movie theater. You know how the theaters now sometimes wheel around in a cart, popcorn and all the food they like, what's that tempting, they bring the food right to you. There you do your best to walk by when you're going in a movie theater, and then they bring the food right in front of you. But I thought, well, that won't be a bad idea actually, though, with maybe exploring our Kindle aspects or books in general, just rolling them around on a cart like that. If you think about the number that you could do that way, you could easily check out a Kindle in that way too, perhaps. Classroom use of it, again, to bring it into a classroom for, say, for a reading group or something like that. Interlibrary loan. One of the things that we've been exploring lately with that is the whole idea of, you think about the time involved with interlibrary loan, the manpower involved with interlibrary loan, and how quickly perhaps that same book could just be purchased for half price. You then check it out to somebody on the Kindle. That's another aspect maybe that's certainly worth exploring. Reading classes, book clubs, we mentioned before, periodical subscriptions. It's not as though every periodical in the world is out there, but they do have a fair number now of the major newspapers and subscriptions that are out there. Duplicate copies, I mentioned before, you buy one, you get access to 6. Not a bad deal. In terms of a head-to-head comparison between Kindle 2 and the Kindle DX, maybe we'll pass out the other ones if we haven't already done that. The Kindle 2 is about the same size as the Kindle 1. It has the additional ability of being able to read the text directly back to you. Now, there is a pending suit out there. I'm sure some of the audio book publishers were not thrilled with the idea